folks, just a quick one for you United fans out there. I know there's plenty of you. I know plenty of you don't get to see this, but you just don't know me, that's all. The last video about the United-Liverpool game did get a couple of new subscribers, which a lot by my standards, only 7, but 7's a lot by my standards for one video. Somebody's still small fry. All I'll say, if any of you see this one and you know any other United fans, just pass the video on, pass it on. I'll always accept new people. It's great to have, especially when you see these United channels, these proper ones, these ones that were money behind them, with thousands and thousands watching. No, some more thoughts after the Liverpool game, and also some thoughts on something I've read today. Couple of things, and also something for the food for thought for the game at Southampton in a week and a half's time now. Looking at the United game the other day when Casemiro went off at half time, which I fully agreed with, and they brought the young boy on. I only said about 6 or 8 weeks ago, and I also said it 6 or 8 months ago. For me, they were lacking somebody in the centre of midfield who could tidy everything up, could win the ball, pass the ball, and give old Kobe an easier life. Kobe. And I said the ideal guy for it would have been young Martinez, because he can play centre-back, he can play full-back, but I believe he can also play defensive midfield. And I think he would be brilliant. He's an animal in the tackle, he's very clever, he's reasonably fast, and his passing is really good, as a rule. And I thought to myself, I only realised it last night, I thought to myself, why on earth bring the young lad on, was it Collier, when he could probably move Martinez up there and brought Maguire on that bit earlier, because he brought Maguire on later anyway. Maguire could have partnered De Ligt, and I thought that would be the way to go. You know, I've said only the other week, folks, if old Euro gets fit, we've got Euro, we've got De Ligt, we've also got Maguire, he looks like he's staying now, we've also got Martinez. I would much rather see Martinez centre of midfield than playing full-back. Now, you don't need that when UGARTE's here, but when UGARTE can't play, when UGARTE gets injured, Martinez for me would be absolutely ideal. He's better than anybody else we've got on the books to play in that holding role, I feel. And I don't know why Ten Hag didn't think of it. That's number one. Number two, I really worry about UGARTE starting at Southampton. I really do. I mean, Eric's already said he's had no matches this year, he's not match fit, blah, 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 blah. I'm hoping and praying they work him like, it's probably a wrong term to use, but work him like a dog. Then again, he's on international duty this weekend. I don't know if he is. If he isn't, or if they can keep him at the club, I'd be keeping him at the club and work him really hard in training. If he's working with kids and try to get his fitness up that way. It's not match fitness, no, I know it's not, but it's still getting his fitness up. Because I think he's needed in that next game. Whatever happens, he's got to be in that central midfield. He's got to be. He might not know the players, he might not know the team, he might not be 100% fit. But I would suggest an 85% UGARTE, he's probably better at this moment in time than Casemiro, just because of Casemiro's legs. His legs have completely gone. They were never great anyway, but they've completely gone now. The speed of the game's just passing him by completely, and we're getting overrun because of Casemiro. We really are. And I think the mistakes he's making are more because he's under pressure than anything else. I really do. It's a shame because he was a once great player. But for me, as I say, he stays on the bench for the rest of the season. In the real lowly, maybe League Cup games or FA Cup games or European games, he can play. And then you bring him on in the normal games with 15-20 minutes to go when you're protecting the lead. And you don't even then bring him on to replace a midfielder. You bring him on as an extra midfielder or an extra central defender to shore things up. I just think he's gone, I really do. And lastly, and this is the big thing, I've read a story, I couldn't believe it when I read it. It's probably been out earlier today, might have been out yesterday and I've not heard it. OSIMHEN has gone over to Galatasaray, is it? On loan. Now, we knew Chelsea wanted him, they were in for him. We thought they'd agreed a fee. We also know the Saudis wanted him, and we heard maybe he didn't want to go. It turns out he doesn't want to go. His heart really is set in an ideal world on the Premier League. And I believe he's gone to Galatasaray on loan. They're paying his full wages, but they're only about 180 grand a week or something, I think I read. They're not paying a loan fee whatsoever, just his wages. Napoli have let him go there. But what he said is he's got a clause in the contract that if Chelsea, Arsenal or Liverpool come in for him in January, he can leave for any of the three. Then I read further on, it's also said Bayern Munich. Then I read further on, it said he's got a 10-team clause. And I thought, I didn't see Man United in that 10 teams. Now I know we've fallen from grace, I do know that. But I also did a piece a week ago where I had this brainwave, which I thought is really clever, of going and getting OSIMHEN, just going to get him in the last transfer window, fail FFP, and risk the points deduction, because I honestly believe we'd get no more than between 3 and 6 points, and I think he'll save us that during the course of the season. In fact, I'll go as far as to say, if Casemiro hadn't made those 2 mistakes at the weekend, I know Liverpool are better, don't get me wrong, I know they're a lot better. If he hadn't made those 2 mistakes, and if we had OSIMHEN up front, I think it could have been a different game. I really do, because we missed somebody up front, we missed a focal point. Somebody that's got a presence, that's got pace, that can head the ball, can shoot the ball, can score goals. Because that's where Xerxes failed. I mean, he had 2 golden chances, gilt-edged chances. Rude had put them both away. Not necessarily a prolific header of the ball, but he'd put them both away, especially the shot. OSIMHEN, I would imagine, would do the same. I've seen him make some goals. He's got a cracking header on him. But he'd have put the defence under pressure because he's got pace and he runs at teams and he likes to play as the focal point, whereas Xerxes likes to step back, sit back, and, you know, they're different kinds of players totally. But no, I couldn't believe he'd gone to Galatasaray. I thought, how have they managed to get him? That's how desperate he is not to go to Saudi and wants to come to the Premier League. He's only 25. And I'm thinking, I hope we're in that 10. I'll tell you now, this idea I've had about breaking FFP, I mean, January, I don't know how it works. We might have more money with comings and goings, I don't know. But even if we've not, if that could be done, I'd just break FFP. I'd just go and get him. I'd just go and get him. Just go and get the fella, and he'll get us into some finals later this year. He'll get us in top 4 later this year. Because we need a central midfielder. We've got one now in UGARTE. We need a goal scorer. We've not got one of those. Go and get him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong with everything I've said, but they are my thoughts. What are yours?